Hey everyone, thanks for checking out Everyday Short Stories again. We're now on chapter 5, and the theme this month was dreams. The first story I'd like to share comes from Heather M., my wife, who is smart and insightful. Please enjoy her story, The Evolution of My Dream.
Hi. So I use these. Um, my story is called The Evolution of My Dream. As a child, I remember having a recurring dream about being given a gift of a furnished room or a house. The excitement in these recurring dreams was just as potent as a flying dream. Of all the objects in these spaces, a cabinet, a television, a coffee table, the most exciting part of it to me was getting this junk drawer. It was always there. Other things would change from dream to dream, but this was always present. There was something so grown up about it. Pens and pencils, an eraser, some rubber bands, a pair of scissors, all neatly organized, useful tools, and all mine. When I was in my 20s, I imagined myself the owner of a preschool. The space and its design and material content was as compelling as the opportunity to be a port of call for more respectful and nurturing teachers. But the most captivating piece of this work was the opportunity to witness these growing young humans, inherently driven towards discovery, love, and understanding. Growing up, I had learned that my teachers didn't trust there was any natural child inclination towards growth and altruism. It was clear that they thought that children needed constant guidance away from their true selves and direction to what is right. And because I trusted them, this left me feeling uneasy about myself. So, when I started college coursework in child development, my own inner child felt validated, learning about methods that honored intrinsic motivation as being central to being human. Then I started to work with young children and witnessed firsthand the intent to learn and cooperate as a natural part of childhood. I was also inspired by the idea that the best environments for learning offer sparks of inspiration and the space and opportunity to create, something I'm finding to be true of this storytelling experience as well. That brings me to one day when I realized I could open my own preschool. When I was 34, I was walking with my husband and my 2-year-old daughter in a park in Santa Barbara. We were there visiting friends one weekend. 1 year earlier, we had bought our house as a foreclosure at the end of the housing boom. Our lives were filled with the reality of new parenting while working full-time and the exhaustion of sleep deprivation. In those days, I was so tired that one day I came home from work and brushed my teeth and promptly spat directly on the bathroom floor. Then I stared at it for about 30 seconds until I realized what I had done. On that walk in the park, in an instant, it hit me that we could open a preschool in our home. It wasn't the whole dream, but it was a stepping stone to owning a program separate from our home, and it would mean I could be with my daughter more, which I was desperate for. After realizing this was possible, it was the only time I remember being so determined to do anything in my life. Today, we are about to start our 8th year hosting a preschool in our home. My husband is a saint. There was nothing that could stop me when we made this decision except his unhappiness. But he's been supportive all the way, and it was a lot of work for both of us. We tore a deep hole into our dry backyard with shovels in 100-degree valley heat. We took out a loan and purchased materials, blocks, puzzles, glue, paint, scissors. Ordering those felt a little bit like realizing my junk drawer dreams from childhood. We took the required classes for licensing, learned about accounting, insurance, permits, and my husband took on replacing our roof with some friends, all while we were working full-time and as new parents getting very little sleep. I look back on those days and I think, how is it possible? How did we do it? There are so many examples of things I've wanted in life that I haven't yet attained. All I can think is that when I felt it was the answer to my dream coming true, and it included more time with my daughter, nothing could stop me. Everything became a to-do item on a list that we would steadily check off. I struggle with finding that perfect storm to fuel the eventual expansion to a program outside of our home. Something that's ultimately but not immediately necessary. Something that would take my attention away from the work I love, even if it's just temporary. But that's another story for another time. Clarity about the first goal was imperative for it to become real. Having a space, our home, to envision and plan made it easier. I could do that. I could see what would become. And what became real is more than I wanted it to be. But the material end of things, the neatly organized drawers, or not so neatly organized drawers, of child-safe scissors, glue, paint, and clay, don't hold the same magic they once did. The part about creating a space where children thrive, where other teachers with the same passion work together, a space that respects and understands child development, that part is always growing. The part of the reality that has developed, which I never dreamed of, is the creation of a place where the family and parent community happens. That part has become more important to me now than I ever imagined it could be. This has been on my mind a lot. The idea that reaching our dreams, which we think of as a certain known quantity, ends up providing something different than we expected, better than we hoped for, creating more opportunities to dream and grow. In this way, my dream has provided me with deeper investment in what I do. I feel like that's true of David's dream to start this story slam here at McLeod's as well. In doing so, he has also started an event for community, some inspiration to create, and a reason for people to come together. Right now, I can't think of a more rewarding thing to do.